Hi, I'm Jacqueline Snyder, and this is the Product Boss Podcast. I've helped launch and grow thousands of product-based businesses, even one of my own. And over the last 20 years, I've seen behind the scenes of businesses just like yours. Whether they are makers, manufacturers, artists, or food and beverage businesses, I have spent so many hours studying it all. I've discovered what makes them successful, what mistakes they could have avoided, how did they turn their ideas into a successful business, and what are the strategies that they have used to make more sales and be discovered by more customers. And this is what this show is all about. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to become $1 million product boss, I'm here to give you the permission to chase your dreams, no matter how big or small. All you need is the right mindset, a little courage, strategy, and support, and you too can be the next $1 million product boss. Let's do this. Oh my goodness, friends. If you are anything like me, you probably spend more time running errands than running your business. Am I right? Like everything needs something. We got to run around. And I knew that this was like a major issue for me back in the day, which is why I decided to get help where I could. And I decided to let Instacart handle all of my grocery shopping. So I no longer had to worry about running all the errands and having to run out and get more almond milk for my lattes. Rather, I was like, you know what? We're just going to let Instacart handle that. So I want you to imagine skipping the store and getting back to designing, packaging orders, making, or maybe actually taking a break, even a nap. Remember those? Okay, so with Instacart, you can get groceries and essentials delivered in as fast as an hour so you can focus on growing your business without sacrificing a meal. Plus, less stress and more focus. And here's a tip. I've actually used Instacart before to order gifts from my daughter's friends' birthday parties because I haven't had time to run out and get presents. And I've been able to get the packaging, like the gift bag and the gift, like hello Sephora, delivered to my house while I was in the middle of coaching sessions so that I could have the present, right? It's like having a personal assistant without having a personal assistant. So if you want to do what I do and get the help where you can try it now if you head to theproductboss.com/Instacart. Hey, product bosses, quick check-in. Is your sales growth feeling stuck, like totally flatlined despite all of your hustle? Or maybe you're like, okay, this should actually just be harder. Maybe you're feeling like you're walking in mud and it's like, why does this feel so hard? Either way, if you're nodding your head thinking someone, please, please, please just tell me exactly what works so I can finally grow without grinding myself in the ground. Well, I've got something so good for you. Say hello to the Accelerate Your Sales podcast bundle. Okay. It's my absolute best, totally free playlist of episodes that'll show you exactly how to stop being the best kept secret, right? Let's get those products seen. Or how about expand your sales across multiple channels without overwhelm? Hello, abundance. Or create products your customers can't wait to buy over and over and over again. And it's going to really help you start to build your business with that clarity, ease, and joy because growing your business should feel amazing, not exhausting. My friend, this is your shortcut to more sales, less chaos, and way more fun along the way. Grab it now. It's 100% free. I just wanted to make it super easy for you to find those episodes. You're like, which episodes should I listen to, Jacqueline? Here it is. And it's packed with pure gold. All you have to do is head to theproductboss.com/growth or click that link in the show notes and then pop into your email and let's do this. It's your time to feel the freedom, to find that abundance, and to get passionate about your business again. All right, I'll see you in there. Welcome back, Product Boss. Okay, we're getting into another Ask Jacq Q&A coaching session. So this is where I share quick fire answers to real questions from inside of my programs. And they're fast, they're focused, and they're filled with practical strategies that you can use today. So if you're ready to dive in, let's dive in and let's go.
Hi, my question is, how do I calculate my revenue gap if 6 months out of the year is my downtime and I rely on my Shopify sales, and then the other 6 months are my in-person markets where I really do decent sales?
Great. In person, are we doing spring, summer, or is it holiday?
For me, I live in the Mid-Atlantic, so it's spring, and then I call it kind of fall holiday.
Okay, before they shut it all down. I live in LA now. I used to live on the East Coast for 10 years. So I was always like so surprised that I was like, wait, you can't be outside all the time.
Right.
Okay. So my goal for all of you is that you're able to, we call it 1x in your slow season and 3x in your busy season. So what that means is you can make enough month to month to keep the lights on, pay the bills. You know, if you're like, on average, I need to make $3,000, $5,000, $30,000, $100,000 a month. How do we do that month to month to month, and that would be your slower season. Your busy seasons is really where the profit is made. So in that other 6 months of the year, that's where like, if I normally make $10,000 a month, I'm going to make $30,000 a month in these months. If I normally make $1,000 a month, I'm going to make $3,000 a month in these months. So what you're going to end up learning over this week together is, one, the season you're in right now is probably still your slow season.
No, I just finished my spring markets last weekend.
Okay.
I call this kind of my maintenance period, doing things with you and such. And then it'll start again. My markets will start up September through Christmas.
Perfect. The other key differentiator for all of you, which is why I'm doing this in the summer, and I normally don't do this in the summer, is we work on our business or in our business. So when your months like Caprice right now, which the J months, January, June, and July, are technically slow months for product people. January, because everyone's spent in December. The ones that do well in January are activewear, supplements. Think everything that has to do with a New Year's resolution does well in January. Why do you think we have Valentine's Day? It's not because on February 14th we actually need gifts. It's to start people buying expensive things again to kick us back into sales. So that's by February 14th. So J months are slow. June, July. Again, if we look at Amazon did Prime Day pre-pandemic when everything went crazyville, but Prime Day or Christmas in July was literally to get people to buy again in July. So what you're going to probably be doing right now is like exactly what you said. You're working on your business versus in your business. So right now you're going to be working on the things that are going to set you up to double or triple your revenue. I've seen people 10x their revenue going into your busy season, which the majority of us, unless you have like back to school stuff or like you're very specifically like other season oriented, most of us are going to start to sell the heck out of our stuff starting, September, October, November. So what you're doing here right now is right. And you're going to get to choose as the business owner what you're going to focus on that needs a tune up. So maybe it's looking at what does better in the fall for you, Shopify or in person?
In person.
Okay. So what I'm going to want you to work on, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow, is raising your average order value. So same, if we still only got 30 people came by your booth, and normally we're like, on average, I get 30 people to come by, and on average, they buy $30. We're going to work on getting those people to buy $50, $65, $70. So you don't actually need a single new customer, like more than what you do, if we can raise their average order value and get them to buy more. And that already is going to double, triple, quadruple your revenue. And then we squirrel some away, right? We've got savings for our slow months. And then we actively work in our business in busy times and on our business in the slower times. So you're on the right track.
But do I need to have this calculation in my head, or maybe it's, should I average it out or average out my slow time?
I don't want you to delay gratification. Like, I don't want you to delay what's going to happen for you. So right now, well, what's the number? Do you want to share the number that like you'd like to make in June or July?
Oh, I would love to,
like the revenue gap. So if you're making $1,000, you make 2,000, 5,000, 6,000. What would you like to do?
I'm a realist, so I put that into it too. But, maybe 2,000 a month during these slower months.
Okay. And so what are you making in the slower months on average?
Probably 1,000.
Great. So you have to make another $1,000. So this is for all of us. We are product bosses on a mission / maniacs on a mission to figure out how we're going to sell another $1,000. Whether or not you hit that $1,000, it doesn't matter. This is your stretch. Your stretch is going to be like, what do I need to do? Who do I need to be in this moment? How can I get creative to make this thing happen? Maybe I go back to my customers, and we're going to get into this. Maybe I go back to people who've already bought and make them a special offer. Like, it's going to take a new way of being to give you the new way of thinking to then lead to the do. A lot of this is not what do I do next. First, it's how do I like get so maniac on a mission out of my mind. Like, we're going to throw the ideas out there. And then one of the easiest ways for all of you to do this is go back to people who've already bought from you. They're 9 out of 10 times more likely to buy from you again. So that right there.
And I did make growing my email list my priority for 2025.
Amazing. And then the next thing for you, what you're going to learn tomorrow is going to be, you usually make $1,000. If we can get the $1,000 of those same people to spend more with you, you don't have to do anything new, and you're going to get closer to that 2,000. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey friends. Okay. So I don't know if you're anything like me, but sometimes it feels like my self-care routine is slipping through the cracks because when I'm juggling and wearing all the hats in my business and doing all the things, I mean, the last thing I have to do is like really fulfill that self-care routine that my daughter's talking about. She's like, Mom. So listen, so when it comes to running a successful business, you can't really pour from an empty cup. And a lot of times that self-care is like one of the first things to get yourself recalibrated. So that's why I want you to meet Glossy. Now, Glossy is my favorite daily beauty supplement designed to transform your skin and gut health from the inside out. And I'm actually an investor in this business because I so believe in this idea of science-backed ingredients for digestion and skin hydration. And Glossy makes it really easy to look and feel your best without that whole 10-step routine in the mirror, the thing I don't actually have time for. All I have to do is simply mix a stick into my water and I'm good to go. So if you want to try this, because I so believe in this business, I think it's amazing. It's done so many wonders for my skin and my gut, which are two things that I need help with. And you want to simplify your wellness and your beauty, all you have to do is click in the show notes and you can use the code Jacqueline Snyder. So it's my full name. Use the code Jacqueline Snyder and I'm hooking you up with 15% off your order. So cheers to glowing skin and a thriving business.
Hi, my question is, I have a really high AOV item. It's a luxury camping tent that's 1950 to 2150. Should my revenue gap be larger because I actually do need to be generating a bit more revenue to support my team?
I saw you're like, I just have to sell one. I was like, awesome. So your business, do you mind sharing a little bit more like the size of your business right now or your monthly revenue or even how many you sell a month?
Yeah, so we're selling probably about 2 to 3 a month. And we're a small business. Tariffs just really hurt us. So I had to scale back our teams to just be me with some contractors to support.
Okay.
But it's reimagined camping tents.
I love that. So you sell 2 to 3 a month. So let's change the shift for you. How many would you like to sell a month right now that feels reasonable? So you're selling 2 to 3, would doubling that and saying you want to sell 5 to 6 a month? Or do we want to get to 10, 20? Like what's the number that you feel like is accessible to you right now?
Accessible feels maybe doubling it, but I would love to get to that maybe like 10 a month number.
Okay. So let's just go with double because I don't want it to feel like such a gap that you feel overwhelmed and it overwhelms you. So do we want to get to, so if you're like 2 to 3, should we say 5 or 6?
I had that I make about 5 and I was going to get to 6 with the 1,000, but let's say 6 that I want to sell a month.
Okay.
That's total.
So 6 would be stretchy for you. That'd feel like a gap. Okay, perfect. So that's where I would start you at, I would say. So if anyone else, and when I coach, I'm not only coaching Danielle, some of you might have a similar question. I saw someone else that sells high-end art. So this will work for some people when it comes to units and you selling $35, $80, $180 pieces of things. But for her specifically, because her product is over $1,000, let's look at the number of units sold and then jump it. Because if you sell diamonds, we're not going to be like, we're going to sell 100 of the 3-carat diamond ring this month, potentially. So it's more of like an individual thing. All right. So 6 is your number. Thanks for listening in to this quick Q&A with Ask Jacq. So this coaching moment is just another moment that you get to drop into what it's like inside of my programs and hear the questions being asked and going deeper. So if this has given you any clarity or momentum, which I hope it has, imagine what happens when you keep learning with us, when you get into the curriculum that we have in our programs. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show. And we've got so many more episodes coming your way to support you on the day-to-day. And I cannot wait to see you. And shout out to my students and shout out to those of you that have been so willing to share and ask the questions. Because like I always tell my students, your answer is in the room. All right. See you in the next one.